is up, everybody? Jason, aka Jester, and today I decided to shoot the intro inside in the streaming setup just to avoid the kind of nasty look that we got in last week's until I can get some backdrops and stuff that'll kind of cut that glare down a bit. But that's okay, I love the streaming setup. Speaking of which, if you haven't followed me on Twitch, follow the link in the description. Follows are totally free. I haven't been super active lately. We had some stuff going on in real life, but it's going to be changing here pretty soon. So within the next week or so, we're going to be back to streaming pretty regularly. So follows are totally free over there. Feel free to come over and follow the channel. Today, I'm going to be making something that I learned to make when I was 9 or 10 years old in Cub Scouts of all places. And we still make it to this day because it's just a really, really good meal. And it's evolved over the years from what it was then to what it is now. We do them a lot bigger now. But it's something, especially with the supply chain issues we have going on and the high cost of gas and the high cost of food, this is a good way to make sure that you're getting a reasonably healthy meal into your family's mouths on a budget. So without any further ado, let me get outside and I'll show you guys what we're making. And what we're going to be making today is what I call hobo dinners. I know there's several different names for these. It's basically just a foil pouch of food. And there's several different ways to cook these. We'll kind of go over some of that. But I want to talk about that as we're building. Basically, you just take a ground beef patty. And we're going to be doing quite a few of these today because not only is this going to be dinner, this is also going to be lunch tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out 3 of them here. Make sure you take the paper off of them. You can also use the frozen ones that you get at the freezer section of your grocery store. And again, since everything is so freaking expensive right now, it's super important to try to conserve money wherever you can. Then what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of this Weiler's beef powder. This is basically an instant bouillon. And just sprinkle a little bit of that over the top. From there, I'm going to take about half my corn. And just kind of lather that. And then we'll put the other 2 patties kind of in the middle there, bridging the gap. And just a little more of that powder. I'm not going to worry too much about salt and pepper right now because I'll do that to taste when it's all finished up, but you can definitely salt and pepper this if you wanted to. From there, I'm going to add just some whole new potatoes. And again, these are the cheaper versions. These are the great values. You find these at Walmart. They're 35 to 40 cents a can. So definitely something you want to think about having on hand, especially with all these shortages going on. We're going to add a couple of cans of that. And I'm not too worried if everything gets a little messy. From there, I'm going to put in a can of green beans. I'm going to put in a can of sweet peas, a can of carrots. You kind of get the idea here. This is healthy without being overly healthy. And then we'll finish that off with the rest of our corn. And like I said, I've enjoyed these for just years and years and years and years. I am going to sprinkle just a little more of the beef powder over the top. Got a little bit of wind here, so we got to be kind of careful. Here we go. And then from there, all you really want to do is take a little bit of butter. I'd say it's about a half a stick or so. We'll put that in there like that. And then the very important part is just some plain old water. Maybe a cup to a cup and a half of water. And that's just going to help everything to kind of steam and to cook a little bit evenly all the way through. Now, obviously, the veggies don't need a ton of time, but you do want to do fully cook the hamburgers. You can also do this with chicken, and I've also done this with pork chops, so like chicken breasts or like the center cut pork chops. Those you definitely want to be a little more careful with as far as making sure everything's done, but they come out pretty much just the same. We're going to cook these at about 350 for an hour and a half or so, and then that's pretty much it. I have done these several different ways. I've done them on an actual gas grill before. I've done them directly over charcoal. Like you just let the charcoal get nice and redden down, and you just set it right on top of that. I've also done it on a wood fire, to where you just place the whole packet right on top of the hot embers there, and it'll cook it that way as well. So this is something you could definitely take with you if you were camping. Very, very good meal if you're out camping. The only thing you need to do now is take this, and we're going to fold it over. And this one's barely going to fit, and that's okay. Because like I said, this is going to end up being dinner and lunch. And then we'll just fold it in like so. and we are ready to go to the oven. Like I said, it's going to be about an hour and a half at 350 degrees, and then we will pull it out and I will show you guys the finished plate. And there we have it, everybody. The burgers are cooked perfectly and the vegetables look fantastic. I think what this is going to spark is going to be a series of 3 or 4 videos that I think I'm going to try to do for people that are cooking on a little bit of a budget, because let's face it, we're pretty much all cooking on a budget right now. I did also want to mention that you can add whatever vegetables to this you want. I've done this with asparagus, and Dad really likes if you put onions, sliced onions underneath his burgers to cook. They get kind of sauteed in the butter and the water, and he loves them. I can't do onions because, I like them, they're just fine, but they don't like me so much. So that's kind of where that stands. But as always, guys, if you like this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button and maybe press the bell, because that'll let you know when we get videos uploaded. And I'm going to be trying to do a cooking video every week. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.